Thank you for watching Meatsauce Monty. I'm Matt Montgomery. He's Paul Meatsauce Lambert. Your Minnesota Vikings, kind of hot.
Yeah, won 3 in a row, man.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Unbelievable. I didn't think they could do it.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You've had faith in them. You've picked them every week, I believe.
Have I?
I think so. I went
yeah.
against them the one week, and you've picked them.
After the weird, missed field goals in Green Bay and the tie, I was like, this isn't going to work.
You lost faith.
And then, hey, here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
We have a huge announcement today. We're not going to say it right away. We got to wait till the end of the show. That's a tease. We don't do commercial breaks here.
Huge announcement
we go
for
all
what?
the way. We have a huge announcement about our show. We've reached a new plateau.
You're
Another
replacing
level.
me? That would be a huge
No, we're not
plateau.
replacing you.
I would.
Todd has a spot on the couch if he ever wants to come up here, but no Todd this week.
Todd's dead.
No, he's still right
He
there.
actually passed away this morning.
Really? Of what?
Crabs.
Crabs.
Yeah.
Really? Was he?
Not that kind. He ate too much seafood and he had a shellfish addiction and died.
I thought you.
You're sick. Start with the
No. I thought he was doing some shellfish. Maybe he was on the East Coast somewhere.
I don't know where he was.
He
just died of crabs.
Just died of crabs. That'd be a
not
great,
that kind. It's
great
Sunday
headline,
morning.
though.
Don't be sick.
Good job cleaning it up.
This shirt doesn't look tight on camera. This ought to be good.
Yeah. You want to talk more about Todd, or you want to go to football?
Nah, let's talk football.
Yeah, Todd's doing good. So last week, 37-17 win against the New York Football Jets. Any thoughts on that game that stick out, or do you want to dive straight in?
I'm glad they won like they did. They had the really weird, when there were like 9 straight drives between the two teams that didn't result in a first down.
Yeah, it was
a
pretty
lot
ugly.
of 3 and outs. The only problem that this Vikings team has so far, in my opinion, is they seem to always have this weird lull.
Yeah.
Whether it's on offense where they go 3 and out, the play calling gets kind of weird.
Very good.
Or the defense just kind of folds quick. But other than that, they have so far shown that when they want to win, they can turn it on and win.
Yeah.
And they have so far.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I like how you said that. There's a little lull. We'll get to that a little bit more here. Kirk Cousins, his performance: 25 of 40, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns. Right now, he is 3rd in the league with 2,162 yards. Your thoughts?
He's phenomenal. I love Kirk Cousins. He's so good. He's one of those guys that just everything he's worth. And today is the kind of game that you got him for. You got him for a game like today where you're a little bit nicked up. You have some injuries. You have some hurt players, whether they play or not. You'll find out in about 20 minutes when whatever it's called, the
injury report.
Injury report comes out about 10:30.
Yeah.
So, but this is why you have him.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers deals with injuries all the time. Even though the team barely beat San Francisco, they needed a great miracle 4th quarter going into their bye.
We're not talking about the Packers on this show.
No, I'm just saying, though.
We're a Vikings
but
show.
Aaron Rodgers is the kind of guy where you go, who's injured? Oh, great. Am I? No.
Sure.
We're fine.
Let's play. Yeah.
You get Kirk Cousins for games like this. So we'll see. But he's worth every dime they paid him.
Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Matt Ryan, and Phillip Rivers are the only 4 quarterbacks that are top 10 in completion percentage, total yards, and touchdowns.
I'd take Kirk Cousins over all 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
See, MVP
Jared
talk.
Goff, but Jared Goff plays with a dynamite football team.
Yes, and
has
Gurley.
a dynamite running back behind him.
There's MVP chatter already starting around Jared Goff, according to the 4-letter
he
network.
plays with too good of a team, though. Who are the other guys?
Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, and then Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan in Atlanta.
I'd take Kirk Cousins over Matt Ryan.
Absolutely. Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, he's old. So yeah, but he's sweet. I love Phillip Rivers. I love his non-swearing trash talking. I love that. His clean trash talking.
Can you do an example of that?
No,
because yours would be dirty.
Yeah, mine would. And,
Scott can't beep it all out.
Scott, no. And it's like the other people who are great who don't trash talk at all. What's the guy that played for the Vikings that was a judge? Why can't I think of his
Alan
name?
Page.
Alan Page. He was on one time with Barrero and basically said, I didn't have time for that.
Yeah.
Why would I ever do that?
I'm never going to talk like that.
I love that. He's like, you're wasting your energy, man.
Alan Page,
that's
that's a great era of Vikings. Speaking of, we've got Chuck Foreman sitting right there waiting to be our guest.
That's why I brought it up.
You wanted to be here.
I bet Chuck Foreman talked trash just because he was so good.
Well, we will find out. Oh, he's shaking his head. No trash talking?
Well,
no.
We'll ask him.
Bud Grant probably didn't let him.
No, I don't know. So when you're that good, like Chuck Foreman and Alan Page, you don't have to talk trash.
Yeah, your game
the
talks
people
for
who
you.
talk trash suck at stuff. Like, I talk a lot of trash.
Wait.
I'm
Now,
terrible at stuff.
your close personal friend who was a guest on our show last year, John Randall, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He talked a lot of trash.
Yeah, but I will say this.
Yeah.
Now I put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah.
But he
Not the
talked
first time.
trash, but he talked trash to begin with because
Okay.
he had to. Because
Oh,
he was,
sure.
and then it just kind of became his thing.
Yeah.
He does not suck at what he does.
He
And I
do-
know
no,
he
he doesn't.
watches this show, so I'm going to receive a
Yeah.
GD text about that.
He does not suck
I'm
at
sorry,
what he does.
John. You're not bad at what you do.
That's a personal apology on the
I'm
Meatsauce Monty
sorry.
show. You're afraid of getting
Yeah.
that text.
Yeah.
Latavius Murray, 15 carries, 69 yards.
Yeah. 69 whales.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. 2 touchdowns. I asked this last week. Dalvin Cook, hamstring injury. How close are we to the edge of the cliff where he will be considered
A bust?
Maybe a bust or a liability that they just have to hang on to him? Or do you just say he's 100% replaceable because of Latavius? So
Well, I think he is
he's our
right
number
now
one.
because
Yeah.
he played in 5 games, 4 games last year.
Yeah,
He played in how many this year?
like 3.5, I think.
So
is
let's
what
say,
it is.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's 7. And if he
Not
comes
good.
back week 11 and plays
After the
5
bye.
more, maybe, that's
You're looking at-
that's 12 out of 32 games.
Yeah,
That's bad.
plus playoffs.
A running back you can't do that if you're a running back.
Yeah,
You can't.
especially such a high
Yeah,
pick.
no, I don't think any position can.
But do you think
I mean,
that
Joey Bosa's the same way though in San Diego. He hasn't played many games.
would you say that the injury? I hate to use the word bust, but do you think that he's getting close
No,
to that
he's
edge?
not a bust. He's just hurt.
Okay,
Yeah, there's a difference. Like,
all right.
Like, who's
I like
a
how you
perfect
said it.
example? I can't think of it. Like Troy Williamson. If he's hurt, he's just a bust.
Yeah, he sucked anyway.
Dalvin Cook isn't a bust. I mean, we
Sure.
saw in those first games. They love him out of the backfield.
Yeah.
They need him for a game like today. He'd be perfect to have, but we don't have him.
We don't have him. Adam Thielen, 9 receptions last week, 110 yards, a touchdown. Now the 5th player in NFL history to do 7 consecutive games with 100 or more yards. The ties the 2nd ever to start the season that way. It seems like Chris Carter on the national media is saying that Adam Thielen has been underrated.
Yeah.
Deserves to be in the upper echelon now. I know I asked you last week if you thought it was preposterous to compare him to maybe Moss or Carter, 3 deep back in the 90s. With another strong performance last week, does it get him one step closer to being considered one of the best receivers in the game today?
Yeah, I think he is. I would. He has to be. I think he's.
Yeah.
After what we've seen, and he's proven it now for 7 weeks, he arguably is the best wide receiver in the league, but he's not one of the top 3 receivers you'd take if you were going to start a team. If that makes any sense.
I think that makes sense.
Because you'd take Julio, you'd take Antonio Brown, and DeAndre Hopkins has played with no
quarterback. I know you've always
and he's
said
a
that.
stud. So I don't think he'd be the first guy you'd take, but he's the best guy in the league right now.
But he's up there.
Yeah, and he's always open, and he'll get another 100 yards today, and it'll be sweet.
And it'll be record-setting. He'll tie
Yeah.
Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Everson Griffin returns. 5 weeks out. His quote this week, "This is bigger than football." Your thoughts on Everson coming back? Now, we don't know about playing time. We just know that he
Yeah.
returned. He's with the team. Everything seems to be a go there.
I'm glad he's back. Whatever he went through, I'm sure was absolutely horrible. Like I've stated multiple times, it's whatever he went through and whatever he lives with is way more important than a stupid football game. And it's weird that there are a lot of people out there that don't feel that way.
Yeah.
They just see him as like this piece of meat, this machine that just
Be out to
he's a
entertain.
human
Yeah.
being.
Yeah.
Like whatever he went through is way more important than football. If he never plays again, as long as he's got his health and his family,
Yep.
who cares?
Yeah.
I'm glad he's back. I think he's excited to be back. But if he had never come back, so be it. I mean,
Yeah.
he dealt with something that, it's an out-of-body experience, whatever he's dealing with.
Okay. The Saints. Number 1 rushing defense in the league right now. They give up 72 yards per game. We're taking them on Sunday Night Football, national audience. How many times do you think it was the over-under of seeing the Minneapolis Miracle?
This week or just today?
I'm saying today, like pregame, Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth.
Well, they got all day to do it
Yeah.
because the game's at night.
Yep.
So
I bet we're going to see it at least a handful of times.
I bet 20.
You think 20?
Well, they'll
That's
show
a little
it on,
aggressive.
they'll show it on every.
Yeah, you're thinking everybody.
game.
Okay.
They'll show it multiple times leading up. It was the coolest sporting experience of my life.
Yeah.
I slapped my boss on the butt after it happened. I had literally written that.
Did it
team
have anything to
off.
do with the game, or you just happened
Both.
to? You just walked
I
by
would've
and
done
said,
it
"I'm just
anyway.
going."
It's kind of our thing, but that was the coolest sporting event moment I've ever seen, and I was at Game 6 of the '91 World Series.
Ooh, that's a
good
was
comparison. Unbelievable to see.
Yeah.
That place was, I mean, I thought that place was going to shake to the ground. People were so excited.
Do you think Al Michaels or Chris Collinsworth will bring back Sean Payton and the skull chant and that little video or shot of him?
Yeah,
kind of goofing
an absolute Todd.
Yeah.
The entire Saints organization sucks.
Yeah.
The Drew Brees breaking the record on ESPN could not have been more choreographed. Every penalty they needed, they got.
Yeah.
He broke it right before halftime. It was the most choreographed, staged thing
fix is in,
Oh,
you say.
man. It was so fixed. It happened to happen. It just happened to happen on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
That's odd. It wasn't a noon game that nobody really cared about. It happened to happen on Monday Night Football.
And
Weird
like you
how
said,
that
timed
works
out in the game just perfectly.
Right, just perfectly.
Huh. Weird.
Every penalty they needed, he got it on one long touchdown pass, not some like 6-yard dump off pass to Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Weird. The Saints, I hate the Saints. Oh my God, they're my least favorite team in all of sports.
Really?
Oh, they're awful.
How would you compare the Saints to soccer?
I like soccer more than I like the Saints.
What?
Yeah.
That's going to go down as a
The
preposterous
09
statement.
championship game,
Think
about that.
Ben Lever,
that
I
crap,
know. I
even
know.
The penalties
Going after
on
Favre, I know.
And then they
I
can't
know.
hang on to the ball. I literally, I don't
bet
get triggered over much. I don't really get mad. I don't really care much a lot.
Sure.
Getting mad is effort.
Yeah.
I get absolutely triggered when the Saints come up.
Yeah.
I hate the sight of the Saints.
We've reached a new level with you. I didn't know this.
The last time, the 09 championship game when they won, I fell to the floor and just laid there.
So then last year, the Minneapolis Miracle, it wasn't just
great.
the fact
When
that
they
they
were
did,
gonna
it was
lose
against
again,
the Saints.
I was swearing up and down the hallway. I hate the Saints.
Okay, well, let's save our picks for the end of the show, but I think I can tell which way you're leaning. Say you come down here to Thursday Night Lights, or you come here on a Sunday morning, Pints and Pigskins, Thursdays through Sundays, all season long from noon to 6. Throw your best spiral. You can score up to $25 in free slot play. Plus, you could win $10,000 in free slot play if you are the season's highest single-day scorer. You can also come here Sunday mornings, game day pick and play from 7 to 11:45 Sunday mornings all season long. Get in the game every Sunday this season. Make your picks for a shot at the jackpot. You can do it right here at Mystic Lake or at Little Six.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you got to come here Sunday mornings too.
I'll do that.
You got to get that ride. So You Think You Can Dance live. That's coming up here tonight, 8 o'clock at the Mystic Showroom. So You Think You Can Dance. The 15-time Emmy Award-winning show comes here. So You Think You Can Dance live. Ticket starts at $39. Come out here tonight, 8 o'clock at the Mystic Showroom.
Are you serious?
A show that you are familiar with, Thunder from Down Under. Todd,
correct. Yep.
He's so
Yep.
excited.
Yep.
November 2nd and 3rd, 8
Todd
o'clock
got
in
me
the showroom.
season tickets for Christmas.
Yeah, that's so nice. You're going to be in the splash zone.
Yeah.
Be ready to get some personal lubricant.
I don't care. I lay there like I'm sunbathing.
They are Australia's hottest export. I love when you read this. The men of Thunder from Down Under turn their audience's wildest dreams into reality. Todd, with a fully interactive experience.
Todd.
At each show, the buff Aussie blokes show off their chiseled bodies, seductive dance moves, cheeky humor, and boy next door charm.
God, I wish I
Isn't that a great commercial?
I think if I could, I would rather have a great bod than have my hair back. But then every time my hat comes off, part of me dies. So I'm like, I think I'd rather have a full head of hair. But I don't know.
Was that all together? If you had a great, it's like a superhero.
Well,
You
no,
have a
if I
great
had a
bod,
full
but
head
every
of hair,
time you
I'd be a
take your
10, but
but the way you said it, it was like every time you take your hat off, you die a little bit. So you have to keep it on.
Yeah, I
the
always
hat is
wear a
like
hat.
your life force.
I always wear a hat.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Scott, we should write that up. That's some good stuff right there. He likes it.
I don't not like wearing my hat.
All right. Are you ready to bring Chuck Foreman on
Absolutely.
stage? Let's bring Chuck Foreman on. We welcome Chuck Foreman to the stage. Number 44. First thing to get things going, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
See, you forgot.
Okay,
it's like,
I don't celebrate
You don't celebrate anymore? No?
Well, not really, but of course everybody at the house,
They do
remind. So tomorrow we're gonna go do something.
Yeah, well, happy birthday.
All right, thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Glad to be around. You know what I mean?
The thing about the NFL is it kind of goes in waves. As you know, you played when running backs were a dominant position. Then it kind of tapered off. Then it kind of came back. Then it kind of tapered off. Now it's kind of coming back. When you have the guys like Todd Gurley and Dalvin Cook when he's healthy, Why does the NFL do that?
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because remember, they were trying to devalue the running back.
Yeah.
And even though they were trying to devalue the running back, you couldn't win without a running back. So whatever they were doing or whatever they were thinking, the running back is slipping into the second round in the draft, really good ones. And, I think people are realizing that without a running game, you got issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to run the clock out.
Right.
And, of course, we've had some issues with that.
Well, it's clock
this year.
management, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, clock management and stuff like that. But if you got a versatile running back that can run, block, pick up a blitz, you got a guy that can stay in the game, in crucial situations.
The position
and that's with Ty Gurley and all of that.
The position has changed
Right.
quite a bit. A lot of people credit you for revolutionizing the position
Right.
because it used to be running back was just power up
Right.
the middle. You were setting records for most receptions out of the backfield.
Right.
You were catching more balls than receivers.
Yeah, back in the day, that was kind of like the new wave coming in because there was me, Greg Pruitt, a guy by the name of Johnny Rodgers, Otis Armstrong. Those are all number one draft choices for teams coming out. In fact, the draft that I came out in '73 was supposedly the best draft in the history of the NFL.
Wow.
Was all the talent that came out that year. So, and then we had a lot of versatile players, and they all played well.
When you see how well Latavius Murray is doing, but then you also see how he's thought it was going to be a timeshare.
Right.
Then Cook's hurt, and now he's basically
Right.
now the lead back, and he's a great guy. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
you gotta cheer for a guy like
Yeah,
that.
you certainly do, and he's a marvelous talent. Of course,
Yeah.
last when he was at Oakland, boy, he was bringing it. But we got him, and then we got Cook, and of course he took second. Was relegated to the second string, but this guy can play. He had to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
This year to come back.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to give him that money back.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
he's
they
worth
will.
it right now.
Yeah, he is.
Fran Tarkenton, when you look up the highlight plays for you, do you think your career would have been the same if you would have had a different quarterback? Do you think a quarterback would have got you the ball the way that he does or did?
Well, I don't know. I'm fortunate enough that when they came to me and asked me, Bud Grant says, okay, listen, here's what we want to do. You can do these things, and you're kind of a unique player at this position right now. Will you be willing to give up some of your rushing yards and be a receiver coming out of the backfield too? Because a lot of, because he says you won't have as many yards and you won't get the credit that a lot of these guys are, but he says, I guarantee you, you'll be the best back in the league.
wow.
And that's how he came to me with that. And I said, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
And so that's how it went. And so Fran, being the kind of player he was, all you had to do is kind of like when he started scrambling, just stay in front of him.
Just keep going.
And just let him see you, and he could get the ball to you. But he was, even him, in his time, the scramble quarterback, he was way before his time because, they want to drop back. They still do want drop back guys, but he was unique.
A guy that you're extremely familiar with is Adrian Peterson. How
Right.
do you think he keeps doing it? I mean, you see some of these runs, and it's like rookie year Adrian Peterson.
Right.
And he's 33 right now, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's a
and
machine.
still-
Well, I think with Adrian, those of us that have met him and been around him, and he is serious about keeping his body
Yeah.
in shape. The thing that separates Adrian, I think, with most backs, his commitment to be the best and his commitment to keeping himself physically in shape, and
Yeah.
the fact that he loves the fact that he's working out.
Yeah.
And that's the key to him, I think. I think he's got that work ethic and that want to prove.
And you see the team like the Saints, too.
Right.
They got two studs. Alvin Kamara's phenomenal.
Mark Ingram.
And Mark Ingram is great.
Right. But when they had Adrian Peterson too.
Yeah.
But see, Adrian's
Right,
the
and they let
kind
him
of
go.
guy that you cannot give him the ball 5 times a game and expect to see the
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson
Right.
that we know.
Got to
Yeah.
feed him.
You got to give him the ball 20 times a game,
Like
and I
Zeke.
guarantee you 1, 2, 3, 4 times, it's going to be a big, phenomenal run.
Yeah, kind of like Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas.
Yeah,
You got to
exactly.
feed him the football.
Right.
Yeah.
But I always thought that if he was with Dallas, he'd probably run 2,000 yards every year.
Yeah, I thought that's where Adrian Peterson was going to end up, was in
Yeah.
Dallas, but they took Ezekiel Elliott.
Did you get to do anything fun with the Super Bowl 52 last year here when it was in town?
I got to do a lot of good things at the Super Bowl. Met a lot of guys that I've known for a long time and see them, and we had a lot of fun doing a lot of different things. Mike Dickens event. I went to so many different events.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun, man. And you know, and Minnesota put on a great Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No doubt, second to none.
Yeah, I think they get it again.
Well, I'm hoping they will, but I hope they do. I think that with the way they put it on this year, I think they have a chance to.
What do you think is going to happen in tonight's game? Sunday Night Football, NBC, national audience? No, that's not the game we're talking about. We don't talk about the Packers here. Jeez, we're a Vikings show. Look at the set.
There you go.
Yeah, so who do you think? Vikings, Saints? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm going with the Vikings.
Yeah.
I like, number one, I like the way our defense is coming back and playing. They've been playing pretty good all year for the most part. They gave up.
Other than the Bills game.
Other than the Bills game. Everybody was off that game.
That was a hiccup.
I think that was just
a
bad day. But they continue to play defense like that. Of course, I think Cousins has been a great addition so far.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. They talk about he's dropping the ball, but he can drop it as long as he keeps dropping those balls in there.
Well,
yeah, we said the numbers. His performance is phenomenal.
So I think that's a great addition. And the offensive line, obviously, if they get back healthy and continue to perform like they're capable of and give us a little running game, boy, I think,
Shootout, or you think it's going to be a blowout?
No, it's not going to be a blowout.
Shootout.
I don't know what kind of out it's going to be.
Something.
It's going to be a really good game, I think.
Well, you were a two-time MVP as a running back.
Right.
You're a hell of a football player.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming.
I appreciate you guys.
Everybody, Chuck Foreman.
All right.
Chuck Foreman, he was an awesome guest.
Phenomenal.
He is a football god here in Minnesota.
I didn't know it until he signed that football that he was a two-time back-to-back MVP.
Yeah, he was a stud.
Who was the last running back to win MVP? Adrian Peterson in 2012?
Yeah, that sounds right, because it's been a quarterback like
unbelievable.
4 of the 5. Yeah, you might be right. All right, Chuck Foreman.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Now it's time for one of my favorite segments, Would You Rather?
Okay.
You ready?
I'm in, yeah.
All right. Minnesota Twins hire 37-year-old Rocco Baldelli. It's just kind of fun to say.
Yeah.
Would you rather that they have Baldelli or Molitor?
Baldelli.
Really? You wanted to move on?
They needed to move on and get a non-Twins guy.
Sure.
Because as long as they've had like the people that they've had in place, like the Ryans and all that, they've always hired within, going all the way back to Gardenhire.
1985 is actually the last
Really?
time. Yeah.
Right. They had to go outside. I'm glad they did. It'll help, but it won't matter at all unless they get some kind of pitching.
It won't matter at all unless they win.
All these teams,
it doesn't matter.
But
they can get a slugger. They can do
even
anything.
that though, if they compete and they get to the playoffs, that's all that matters. But I don't care what they do. If they don't get any pitching, look at these teams in the World Series. They spend money on pitching.
Absolutely.
And they're in the World Series, so it doesn't matter. As long as they spend money, who cares if they don't? Who cares?
NBA, Steph Curry scored 51 points the other night, 11 threes. Now he is 5th all-time in the NBA with three-pointers made. Number 1 is Ray Allen. Number 2, Reggie Miller. 3, Jason Terry. 4, Kyle Korver. If your life was on the line and somebody had to hit a three-point shot, out of those guys, who do you pick?
Reggie.
Would you rather?
Reggie.
Because
Reggie'd do this if I die. And it'd be super funny. I'd laugh about it.
You'd be in the front row at
Madison
Madison Square Garden.
Reggie missed and went like this, be great.
Other Lee would be there.
I don't like Steph Curry. I think he's kind of a Todd.
What?
Yeah, he's a Todd.
Wrong answer now.
I don't know who are these other. Kyle Korver's actually. Kyle Korver's an assassin from outside.
Great shooter.
And Ray Allen has maybe the best shooting stroke in all of professional basketball of all time. And look, I said stroke without laughing.
You did. I
We're
thought for
moving
sure
up in the world.
I thought for sure a bad joke was coming after you said that.
Trying to clean my act up.
Golf pay-per-view. It's happening. Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson. $20. It'll be Thanksgiving weekend that Friday. You're making a face. You're grimacing.
Well, here's the thing.
You're like, what?
If like hockey or Ben Lieber will pay for it,
then you'll go watch.
Maybe. I don't know.
But this is the would you rather. Would you rather pay $20 to see Phil and Tiger, which I think golf pay-per-view is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of.
Stupid.
Or would you rather get paid $2,000 to watch soccer?
Ooh.
Yeah. See, that's a good. I was gonna say 200, but I'm like, that's not enough. I gotta up it to $2,000.
No.
Still no soccer?
Nah.
You'd rather pay 20?
I'd rather
watch golf?
watch my parents both be buried at the same time than watch soccer. I'd rather take tennis lessons at Lifetime than watch soccer. I hate
that
soccer.
one sounds like it's got a story behind it.
Yeah.
Tennis lessons. You're a big Lebowski guy. I know that.
It's my favorite movie of all time, besides Casino.
20-year anniversary just happened. They had a reunion. Steve Buscemi, Jeff Bridges, and John Goodman. Would you rather? I can't word it properly, but would you rather, if the Coen brothers were to make any movie of theirs, a sequel to any of those movies, would you rather that it be The Big Lebowski?
No, I think The Big Lebowski is the proof of sequels, of why you never make it unless it's like a horror movie or unless it needs to be a sequel like Harry Potter or any of these other genres.
Yes.
The perfect example is Caddyshack 2. Caddyshack 2 is
one of the worst movies
of all time.
Yeah.
Caddyshack 1 is a masterpiece.
Yes.
A masterpiece of a film, and they ruined it.
You know who makes Caddyshack 2, what makes me feel the worst about that?
I've never seen it.
It's Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd tries so hard to be like a parody of Bill Murray, and it's just hard to watch.
I've heard it's
You've
one
never
of the.
even watched
I've never
it?
seen it. No.
Oh God.
Because
You
everybody
almost have
says
to watch
it's the
it.
worst movie of all time.
It's a train wreck.
The second worst movie of all time is the Vacation remake with Ed Helms.
Sure.
That's awful. The third worst movie of all time is any of the Godfather movies. Those movies are horrible.
I don't know why you're saying this.
They're terrible.
You know what? Oh, look at that. He's like, oh,
They
the
are.
Godfather movie. Star Wars, now he's insulting
No, Star
Godfather.
Wars. Star
What's
Wars
going
are
on?
great. Godfather movies suck.
Do you want to make the big announcement? It's time for the big announcement. The big reveal. Do you want to make it?
I mean, have we run this by Scott? Or
yeah,
is he
Scott.
okay?
He knows. He knows what's going to happen.
Oh,
You wanna
that
make
announcement.
Oh, the other
Yeah.
announcement.
We're
yeah,
safe.
You're good. Do you
Go
want
ahead.
to?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, you don't. There's no ring. I don't see. Do you want to make the announcement? It is official. We are now on iTunes.
all
Yes.
of this season is now available on podcast,
Yes.
available in iTunes and Google Play. Also available from our brand new website, Meatsauceandmonty.com.
We've got a
That's
website.
Meatsauceandmonty.com.
We got our YouTube channel. We got
Awesome.
podcasts. We got Apple. We got Android.
I feel like I owe you guys.
We are all.
I'm bringing you guys some sweet Christmas gifts.
You know what? I hope so.
You put a lot of effort into this, and I literally
Scott
show
does.
up, eat by myself, complain, and then go home.
Save that for the YouTube. See, you're dragging us down now. The positivity here, and then you're like,
yeah.
All right. Time for picks. We got about 30 seconds. You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go first.
Yeah.
The Saints are going to win
Dang it.
just because there's
Vikings
too
are
many
favored by a
injuries.
point.
Yeah, I think it's a pick 'em at this
Castle Rock
point.
Curtis disappointed.
Castle Rock Curtis doesn't know what he's talking
You can say what
about. Saints win by 5.
Vikings win by 10.
Wow.
Yep. I think we're going to get a couple late turnovers.
10?
10.
You know, Drew Brees
10.
hasn't
It's
thrown
gonna
an
be 10. Yeah.
He hasn't thrown an interception all year. That's
It's
a
going to
pretty
happen.
good Billy Bob, by
It's
the
going to
way.
happen. Thank you. See, look at you like my impressions. I know you do.
Yeah,
All right,
one.
that's going to do it for this week's show. We'll see you back here next week on the CW Twin Cities.
Go see it.